Deciding what books to read to be very intentional with your time can feel very overwhelming. These are the 12 books I personally recommend reading, and I'll give you a short summary of what the book is about, why you should read it, and my main takeaway. The funniest thing is I decided in 2025 I wanted to read more, try to read one book every single month, and I went on Pinterest and found this picture, and it has 12 books on there, which was perfect for one book a month. Each book highlights a certain topic that has been valuable, and I used that topic to decide the order of how I'm going to read the books. So you can do the same. Starting off with motivation, this is a super fast read. The book has one quote per page. There's a powerful meaning behind each quote. And if you're someone who likes quotes like myself, you'll enjoy this. If you were to read one quote per day, you'd finish this in 100 days. And I stacked this on top of the other books I was reading and just read one quote every morning. Moving on to The Psychology of Money. This is a very popular book. It's probably one of the top recommended books on money. The Psychology of Money will go deep into uncovering any limiting fears or beliefs that you have around money and how you can shift from a scarcity mindset to a more abundant mindset, how the wealthiest people have gotten wealthy. It uncovers some myths about money. I would say it's the first step to financial literacy. It's level 1 of building wealth because you need to understand your baseline first before you can jump on to like investing and building more wealth. I believe it's important to get to the root of things. I personally enjoyed reading about the different perspectives that people may have around money because we all grow up differently, and that's exactly where our different beliefs come from and the way that we use and view money. So I really enjoyed that. I loved reading about the people that are already financially wealthy, what it took to get there, and what sacrifices might have been made. I believe that perspectives are important so that you can make the judgment yourself on how much money is enough money for you personally, because we're all going to have different goals. Atomic Habits is about recognizing the behavior around habits and how they compound over time, whether good or bad, whether you realize it or not. Every action that you take is a habit, and it comes from a behavior. It's one of those books that change your brain chemistry when you realize how you're wired, when it is happening, the impact that it makes, and clear steps to take action. I definitely could have been further in life if I had read this book sooner, but it's never too late, so start reading now. Phenomenal insights, actionable advice. What more could you ask for? 1000% recommend this book. If there's ever something that you wish like you could start doing or stop doing, it'll teach you how. My personal favorite takeaway from this is that everything that you do compounds over time. It's very obvious when you have good habits like exercising every day, and that compounds over time. You become stronger, you're able to do it more without thinking. But what we don't realize is when we have bad habits and how those compound. It's little things like saying yes to an event that you don't actually want to go to, and then you become that person that just says yes to everything, and then you're unhappy that you went to that event. Or you skip flossing your teeth one day, and then it becomes 2 days, 3 days, weeks, months, and then you become someone who just doesn't floss your teeth. So your little actions, those habits compound over time, and then 10 years later, you have really bad breath. That becomes part of your identity, whether you realize it or not. So don't be that person. Super powerful takeaway. Next book is about thinking. It's called The Intelligent Trap. As a society, it's pretty common to associate one's level of intelligence with their IQ. And this book will prove to you why that's not correct at all. There are many forms of intelligence, whether it's innate or not. You can continue to build on that level of intelligence in emotional intelligence, practical intelligence. It outlines the traps that intelligent people can still fall into, such as logical fallacies, biasness, and how you can avoid that. The last section of the book goes into practical ways on how you can teach intelligence. And this is something that I was very curious on as I think about the education system for my future kids. I found it very helpful. I will say that the beginning of the book is a little tough to get through. It does a great job at providing studies that prove the points in this book, and also helped me realize my own intelligence trap that I have fallen into from being in the gifted and talented when I was young to not feeling like I could ever fail. And that limited my thinking in certain ways. I thought the study about the kids who had the high IQ ended up in a life that they were not proud of versus the kids that quote unquote did not have a high IQ but continued to push on every single day and had resilience in their life. They're the ones that ended up successful. And everyone's version of success looks different, but in their eyes, they were living a happy and life of fulfillment. That's all we want in life, right? Self-love is the key to unlocking your greatness, and this book, Good Vibes, covers all of that. I truly believe that self-love cures self-hate and have experienced that in my own life. This book will teach you exactly how to do that and why it matters. Reading about the power of energy and how energy is in every single thing that we do. This is definitely one of those books where you feel really good reading it. So I personally read it in between the heavier books that I was reading, like after The Intelligence Trap, which is very dense. This was very light and heartwarming. I think it's a great read if you're someone who has negative thoughts in your mind that are constantly running, or if you're just trying to channel more love into your life. This next book is about human behavior. It's called Surrounded by Idiots. The author of this book is a consultant that goes around helping other businesses grow and succeed. And the reason it's titled Surrounded by Idiots comes from a CEO that he worked with that referenced everyone as idiots and that he was surrounded by idiots. And it all comes from this lack of understanding who people truly are. The book categorizes everyone into 4 different colors: red, blue, green, and yellow. Why other people do the things that they do, live the way that they live, and it will give you perspective on people that do not relate to you. I believe this perspective can help you communicate with others more effectively. I found it very interesting, and if you read it, comment below what color you think I am and what color you are. Your Next 5 Moves. This is a book about business. Honestly, you can skip this if you're not interested. I'm not in business myself, but I do think it's important to know a little bit about the business world and how it works so you can know when certain tactics are being used. I think it's great if you're someone who is in a 9 to 5 wondering what the next step would be. Like, do you start your own thing or do you climb up the ladder? How would you do that? What would the best move look like for you? This book is probably one of the most famous books out there. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's written the same as Think and Grow Rich, so it will be a little hard to digest, in my opinion. The stories are a little old and may not be as relatable to us today, but the message is very powerful. It underlines clear principles on how to be a good human being, and by being a good human being in return, others will like you, which is how you influence people. Human connection is crucial for happiness, love, fulfillment, success, your career, business, etc. We just cannot survive in this world alone, so I 100% recommend reading this book to improve your communication with the people around you so you can build very meaningful connections. Another famous, highly recommended book is Never Split the Difference. This book is about negotiation. It'll teach you how to properly negotiate and get everything that you want. I was reading this book when I was job searching, and it came in clutch for when I was negotiating my salary. I was able to negotiate for more. Definitely recommend reading this book. I love how many stories and scenarios are in here so that you can mirror it back to your own life. We're all going to have to negotiate. All a negotiation really is being able to get what you want. And we all need to do that in our life in order to get what we want. So read the book. This next book is definitely in my top 3 reads. It's How to Be an Adult in a Relationship. And this is not just referring to a romantic relationship. We have relationships with everyone. It goes over the 5 keys to mindful loving, which are the 5 A's: appreciation, affection, allowing, accepting, and attention. This book, I was not able to read 10 pages a day. I had to reread a lot of these pages because it's so intense, it's so emotional, but you'll really heal through reading this if you put in the work as you read it. It's really helped me in my relationship with being able to give and receive love. It really helped me recognize that everything comes from our childhood and we need to heal any trauma that arose from our childhood before we can properly give love and receive love to another human being, whether it's romantic or friendship or with your parents. Honestly, it felt like free therapy to me, so I highly recommend it. This last book is on productivity. It's called Do It Today. And what I really love about this book is that it's very digestible. It's super practical way to increase your productivity. If you feel stuck or you're not getting enough out of your days, I think this book can be very helpful. There's this exercise in the book where you make an activity log, which means just write down every single thing that you do in a day for the next 3 to 5 days, and then go back and audit your time. Recognize when you're doing things that are just not serving you or drain your energy. And two, makes you realize how much more time you do have for the things that you want to be doing. The last book is the Software Engineering Guidebook, which is very niche too. If you're a software engineer, you definitely need to read this. If not, you can skip it. I really enjoy books that are very clear and practical, and that's exactly what this book was. The first half of the book is for people early in their career, and then the later half of the book shifts towards more mid-level senior staff engineer. I think it's a really great guide on how to make the most out of your career. And the best thing that you can do is read it with other people and find a mentor to read it with. I read this in a book club led by Mike, who's been a mentor to me, and him answering my questions and hearing his perspectives has been more powerful to me than just reading this alone. So don't read it alone if you read it. The last book that you will see in this picture as discipline is Destiny. I'm still reading this. I'm 50% through, so I'll update it on my actual thoughts once I finish, but I already recommended it to like 3 other people. Those are the 12 books that I believe you should be reading. If you found this helpful, please give it a like. Comment down below what book you're most interested in reading. This channel is all about elevating your life, so subscribe if you want more. Me and Cora will see you next time.